Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in South Delhi, and we're going to take a look at a UNESCO World Cultural Site. It's Humayun's tomb, I think it's what it's called, and it's a site here that's built back in like 1580 or so. It predates the Taj Mahal, and it was actually like the practice temple for that. So they built it here, and it was the largest Islamic building built in India at the time. So anyway, let's go and we'll see this, and we'll see some of the smaller sites and enjoy the day. So when you come in through security, and it's 600 rupees for a foreigner or 40 for an Indian. And there's several little sites here, and then outside of the park there's a couple also that you would pay like 300 rupees as a foreigner to go into, but this is the best one of the lot. And it's got some like stone walls and some other things. The first thing we're going to look at is right here. This is the Isa Khan's garden tomb, and it is 20 years older than the main site here, the Humayun's site. So this was one of the nobles in the old court. And believe it or not, there used to be a whole village built inside of these walls. So up until the 20th century. So let's go in here and let's see these first. Check that out, that is quite cool. So this tomb was actually being built when he was alive. So the mosque and the tomb are all in this little compound. So you can see the wall that's around here. It has all the little arches on the inside. And then it has like the battlements up on top. Yeah, and this is quite beautiful here. I don't think we'll be able to go inside of that building. It looks like it just has the screens and stuff. Oh, you can check it out, that dome and all those blue tiles. Now outside the gate there's a little dome that has the blue tiles also, that's like in the middle of a roundabout. So they have the screens here where you could have went into the mosque back in the day, but now looks like it's closed off. And the security's here to make sure nobody's doing anything bad. Kind of cool with those little kind of battlement type things up at the top, and then the little minarets around. Yeah, it's really nice. So this is 1560 or so here. So this looks like any of the plaster down here is gone, but they still have maintained it up there on the top. You can see how it's built with the larger blocks on the outside and those like small sandstone blocks inside. And then they have the columns up there around the door and stuff that are carved. Yeah, this is quite cool. So it looks like you can go inside. They have the door open on the back side here. You can see the old wooden door. The sandstone is broken on the bottom. But quite cool. There's a pigeon nest up there. And you can see these little tiny domes all through here. Oh, this is fantastic. You can see the murals that are still painted right there. Oh yeah, this is great. And these are the privacy screens. And they're all carved from stone. Oh yeah, this is nice. What a great environment though. Has this little walkway here, and then you see the outer wall and all of that. Oh, it's really cool. Okay, so there is the coffins. So the size depicts, I guess, their age upon death. So this one here would have been older, and this one would have been younger. And they have the marble tablets over here, and you can see the verses of the Quran are written around here. And there's a pigeon right there, just looking at me. And then they have the other Arabic writing and stuff around. Back in the Mughal days, the Persian influence was really strong. The actual official language was Persian and Arabic. That's what I was told anyway. So you see a lot of that in here. Check out how high this dome is. Oh, it's really, really nice. So I thought at first that was the mosque, but I guess this is the mosque over here. That's just the tomb. You see there's another body here. This looks really, really nice also. Yeah, this is cool. Has the three little domes. And they use that white and blue marble. All that inlay in the marble is quite cool. Now I think over here this was like a little well. That would be where when they came to the mosque they would wash their hands and their feet before they went inside. You can see all that red sandstone that's carved all across the top. So it's kind of cool. You see this right here? That's a piece of sandstone, and it's kind of like a little deal for the rain, keep the rain from falling down on you here. A little awning. And then this is inside of this little mosque. Yeah, this is cool. So they have the big bricks, and then they built this here out of that red sandstone. The same here in the middle and on the north side. And some more pigeons in here. But I really like this dome. This is quite cool. So it would have been a double dome. So there's a smaller dome inside and then a bigger dome over the top. So a couple different things about that is it makes it cheaper for construction, plus it gives you extra insulation, and in the heat that's pretty important. I think a good example of that's what is it, St. Peter's Basilica in London is built that way also. They have some stairs that go up there. Those are those kind of little turrets, but this is blocked off. It's just musty and has bats up in there. So we won't see it. So this is actually a pretty good look at how this is constructed. So you have the bricks right here, and then you see that mortar that they put on, and then they put the paint over the top of it. And it's really sloughing off right here. So that'll just come off in sheets when it falls off. Yeah, what a view of this tomb right here. So the security guard is actually acting like a little tour guide for these people. I talked to them, they're from the States, from Georgia. They're here having a good time in India. So let's go look at the other tomb, and then we'll go into the main attraction. So we're done with that little tomb. Go up here. So they've cut this through the wall. I don't know if there was a gate here originally or if they just made this nice walkway. There's a small little ruin over there. It's a big enclosure. Now this looks like it's octagonal shape. It's kind of interesting. You can see this stairway to get up on the top of the battlements there. What this is over here, this is Bu Halamas's tomb. You got the stairs that are going up. It's kind of interesting how they did the construction here. They used these big stones, and they used a lot of mortar in between. Instead of making smaller bricks and fitting them in. But what they would have done is they would have put like a faux front on the top of it. But you can see right there, that's over the top of that little opening. So that's load bearing right there. And then they have that large piece of like sandstone across the top. And then they put plaster. You can see how much plaster they put up there. And then this would have been all whitewashed. Kind of cool little arch there. And these steps are pretty rough. Okay, so maybe this didn't have a dome over the top of it. Oh, this is interesting. So that's his body right there. So he would have been buried down 7 feet in the ground, and then this is over the top of his body. And you can look over there at that first tomb we saw. And then we're eventually working our way back that way. Pretty cool with the little dome turret right there. And then they're over here sweeping up the leaves. Looks like a pretty big job. Pretty nice gate that we'll go through. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Taj gate, except for it's white instead of the red. Now all of this site here does predate the Taj Mahal. This tomb here was the practice temple, or the practice tomb. Yeah, really, really quite cool. Some big old wooden doors. Yeah, this is quite cool here. This is a 16th century gateway. They call it the Arab Sari Gateway. Now what's cool, there's actually a display over here talking about when they restored this, and they added it to the World Heritage Site here of this tomb. So they redid the gates right there. You see those massive wooden gates. And then they redid the arch up at the top, way up there. It was cracking and falling down. And then they redid a little bit of the tile work. And you can't see it because these trees are in the way. Okay. But all this sandstone here looks like it's really, really new, this red sandstone, because it's not weathered at all. Yeah, and this just goes in here. They call it the enclosure. there would have been more of a building here. So this would have been a dome, and the dome is gone now. We can still see the little mini domes all around. You can see here there would have been a tomb here, and then check that out. This is the outer part of the wall here. So we came through this little entranceway. You can see how cool this would have looked, but it's just kind of collapsed down at the top. Now we got a little bit of a walk this way to the main tomb. Yeah, the gardens here are quite nice. Lots of shade trees, lots of squirrels, crows doing their thing, birds flying everywhere. Here we are right here at this entrance. And what's funny is the guy in kind of the green shirt right there, we talked to him yesterday. He's from India here, and he's on his way to Kashmir tomorrow. It was surprising seeing him. So this is 16 meters high right here. And this is part of the World Heritage Site monument that all of this is. And there's some bathrooms over there. Looks like they've just restored those pretty recently. So they've done all these little domes here. Oh, and you can go up there. Ah, see some people walking by. And what's interesting is that's a Hindu symbol right there. It has the two triangles for the three gods, Vishnu, Shiva, and them, and then the wives, and it has the lotus in the middle of it. But this is all Muslim. Inside the gateway they have a model of the tomb and the whole grounds here, and quite a bit of data plates and stuff like that in English, talking about Emperor Humayun from 1508 to 1556, and talks about his father and kids and stuff like that. They were all Mughal emperors. Here we are at the front of Humayun's tomb. Now this was 1565 to 1572 or so, and it is the precursor to the Taj Mahal, and it has all the Mughal architecture. The facade has the dome, and it has those smaller little domes that are kind of set out to kind of, what they say, soften that big huge dome. Now that dome originally had tiles on it. Now it's just whitewashed. And then you look up at the very, very top, there's that finale that's 18 feet tall, or about 4 meters. And this has, or at one time had, over, I think, 100 bodies in here, which kind of gave it the nickname of being like the keeper of the Mughals, because all the royals were buried in here. And what's cool is in this little garden here. So the garden's broke up into 4 sections. This is really similar to the Taj Mahal. But these are much, much smaller. The Taj Mahal, this is a grand scale with the reflecting pool. And then it has the fountain here. And there would have been gardens all around. Oh, this would have been just absolutely magnificent. It still is quite cool. But back in the day, whenever it was new and everything was the way it should have been. Let's take one look here at the front of this. Oh, that is just absolutely beautiful. So if you could imagine, the dome up there would have been those blue tiles originally, and it would have been gilded also. They say that there's a few places you can still see some of the tiling and the gilding. Check out the front of this. So they put that marble inlay all in those sandstones, and then all across the front here there are bodies in these little arches. Down here, that's what these are. So they would actually be buried 7 feet below the ground, and then these are up above, and kind of a replica of their coffin. You can see how they did it here with that styling right above that little mini arch, and then those little screens. We got some massive wooden doors here. Let's go up these stairs to the first tier. Yeah, the stairwell to get up here is quite steep, but once you're up here, check out this view. So that's the gate when we come in, and all the gardens. Inside of that gate they have like a little museum showing you everything, and they show these grounds before restoration. They have a picture from the 1860s, and there was like 10 other little tombs around in various states, but this is the front of it. Oh, this is magnificent. And they have some more of the coffins up above here. Little balconies there. Oh, this is great. This is what it looks like here. So you have these little balconies, and then you have these screens. They were carved out of the marble, and inside is the tomb and all the red sandstone. Yeah, but the dome is just absolutely fantastic. You can see they carved into that sandstone too. You can see little images and designs. This is kind of cool. So they carved the sandstone here. Now from a distance, this looks three-dimensional. It looks like that bends in. That's the same pattern work that they did on the Taj Mahal, but in a much larger scale. It's an optical illusion, makes it look like an octagon column. You can see another one of the gates over here, and then a couple more of the little domes back in that way. Okay, so we can go in this door right here. So let's go in here and take a look. This is very nice. Oh, and it feels good in here out of that hot sun. So we got some pigeons up there also, and all these little arches with the dome. Oh, that is way cool. So that's all inlaid in the murals, or the marble also. And then some more graves over there. They did the marble patterns in the floor. And then this is the inside. It's a massive dome. And there's little alcoves up there so people could actually go up there. I don't think you can go up there now. And then this is the tomb of the emperor. So his body is way, way down below. There's a bunch of little walkways and stuff all around on the inside of this also. You see a couple of the caskets further inside of the tomb. These are all marble. And so they have the Arabic script right there around the base of it. And then it just kind of honeycombs around inside of here. Check out the room that these are in though. Oh, it's really nice. You gotta watch your step though, because there's these little 4-inch risers all along, and it will trip you up. So we got 3 more bodies in here. Another great little room. Now what's interesting here is they did a similar like little pattern with the stars and the marble tiles on the floor here as at the Taj Mahal. Now these are a little bit different here. They kind of made them into like a star pattern. It's quite cool. Yeah, what a great building this tomb is. Well, let's wander back over here and let's look at this little one here, and then see if we can go out there. There's supposed to be another one outside of the gate that you can see. We're back over here in the corner, and this one here is quite cool also. All that red sandstone. I really like that. This one is Barber's tomb. Lots of pigeons up there. You can see the blue tiled little domes. Let's stick our head in it really quick and peek at it. So people have came over and wrote graffiti on this, which is, that just really annoys me so bad. So, oh, there went a parakeet. That was quite cool. So this one is known as Barber's tomb. That's what the folklore calls it. It's a 16th century tomb. And so we got a couple of the graves inside. This is just kind of a simple red sandstone, but it does look like they did some tile work up there. You can see the blue and the gold. Those little look like plates. Yeah, this is quite nice, and it feels really, really nice inside out of that sun. There's another tomb over there. Now over here, this is the river. There's a little bridge and stuff, and then another tomb over here. Now what they would have done in the old days is they would have had like a water wheel out here that would have been pulled by the oxen. So they would have used that to manually pump the water up into an overhead tank, and then they would have used gravity to feed the fountains here on the ground. So that tomb there, and then check out that white building. I hope we can go to it. That looks fantastic. This tomb right here is called the Nila Gumbad. This is another fantastic building. Okay, I'm having the best time here at this little park. You can see all those blue and green and gold tiles, and then the blue dome. Looks like it does need to get some work done up at the top. There's some trees and stuff like that starting to grow in there. So I thought at first those were full tiles, but it's a mosaic. So those are all little tiny pieces put together into those patterns. You can see over here that this is in need of some restoration. That outer paint is all sloughing off. Let's stick our head in here really quick. This will be another nice little dome. Now there's no grave in here. It just has the dome. And there's no walkway up there, just a simpler building. Yeah, that pattern work up at the very, very top of the dome is quite cool. You can see how the plaster's coming off, but there's still like the Arabic script up there, all around here. Well, I figured out what this building is way over here in the back corner. This is like a Sikh temple over here. The 10th Guru, Garudawaram Dharam Sahib, however you say it. But it's quite nice. You can't get in there. There's a huge drop right here. That's going to finish up our video over here at this magnificent site. This was a lot of fun. This is Humayun's tomb, and it's spectacular. Entrance into here is 600 rupees, but it's worth it. They say about 2 hours to spend here. We've been here for almost 4. We've looked at all the little buildings, all the smaller ones, so hopefully the video won't be too long. But if it is, I apologize, but it'll still be worth it to watch it though. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I had a really, really good time here. It's definitely one thing that I would recommend to do. If you enjoyed it, smash the like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around, and you're notified when I post a new video. And leave me a comment, tell me what you think. If you have any questions, or if you've been here, let me know what you think. And until next time, from over here in Delhi, remember, life is a journey. So until next time, enjoy.